Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. Welcome to 10th Parallel Mobile Media. I'm Daniel Flores. I'm going to do something that I've never before done on camera. Before you get too excited, it's nothing spectacular. It's just something that I've never done before. So normally when a product comes into our YouTube studio, I'll unbox it, I'll break it open, I'll get familiar with it, I'll set it up, I'll test it out a couple of times. Even before I do my first impressions video, I want to get familiar with the product and I want to set it up and put it through its paces so I know what to expect from it. So I just got from Amazon my Comica BoomX-D wireless microphone system. I have not even opened up the box. I'm going to bring you guys on board in real time as I cut into the box and I get it out and I get my very first impressions, my true first impressions on what to expect from this product, and then we're going to test it out. I also like to let you guys know what's going on. I have a lot of equipment that you're looking at in this video. You're probably wondering, what's this, what's that? I can't even make out what this is, especially when it's black on black. It's hard to see what you're actually looking at. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to show you everything on how I set it up so that you guys have an understanding on how we're going to do this unboxing video. So right now you're watching from my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. On the Blackmagic camera is a super wide 16mm cine lens. I normally don't shoot with this lens because it gives way too wide of a field of view for my studio space. But in this circumstances, I wanted to give you guys an expanded view of what you're looking at. I also kind of wanted to give you a bird's eye view so you could see everything that's going on and not just the set itself. So I'm controlling the Blackmagic camera from my Aces. This is a complete wireless audio and video station where I can control any camera that is connected to. Right now it's the Blackmagic camera. I am recording audio that you're listening to right now from a professional lavalier microphone that's being pumped into a field recorder mixer that's part of the Aces. We'll switch this microphone out once I get the Comica fired up. Right here is my iPhone SE, the 2020 version. I have that all queued up on a tripod so when I get the Comica out of the box, we can actually attach it to the iPhone and turn on the audio and get some audio samples. This overhead bar that you're looking at right here houses my iPhone 11 Pro Max, which you probably can't see because of the camera angle. That's going to capture all the overhead shots. And I'm using Filmic Pro on that, and I'm using my iPad 11 Pro with Filmic Remote so I can monitor the video that's coming out of this phone. That's it. Let's crack into this box and see what the Comica BoomX-D is all about. So here's the box. I just got it today. UPS dropped it off. Of course, I have removed all the shipping labels for security purposes. All right, there it is. So this one right here is the one trigger and two wireless microphone system. So it's got the receiver and two transmitters. They make 3 versions of this. And I went with the dual trigger system. So I guess they call it the D2 version. All right, figure out how to get into the box here. Okay, I guess you got to be smarter than the box. I don't know. There we go. All right. I know what they say, dumber than a box. We got nice black. It says professional audio equipment. We got a nice black box with magnets, so kind of a nice unboxing experience. All black on black. There it is. So that is the receiver and these are the transmitters. It's smaller than I expected. I expected this to look a little bigger from the pictures, so we'll set that aside. Transmitter, instructions on how to use it, I suppose. That's interesting. We're getting a SIM tool. I've never seen a SIM tool with a wireless audio system. Did I buy a phone or did I buy a microphone system? Oh, look at that. We're getting a wired lav mic. Cool. Okay. And maybe another one since we have two transmitters. Yep, two wired lav mics. Okay. Oh, I think I know what the SIM tool is for. We'll actually pull that out because we may need it. And that's all for the box. So in here we're getting, I don't know, I think these are furry windscreens. Yep, we're getting some, oh, those are nice. Oh, you know what? These go right over the built-in microphone on the transmitter. Very nice. I'm liking that. They look like they will stay on there a whole lot better than the Rode system, which I hate. You didn't hear me say that. All right, so we got two furry wind muffs. We got a little sticker that says for Canon, Nikon, etc. So this is just a TRS to TRS cable. Okay. We have for Sony, Panasonic, and Fujifilm. Comica. Okay, it looks like another TRS to TRS. You know what? I bet those cameras are wired slightly different because we got tip ring sleeve on these. Maybe the audio is actually, I don't know. You know, because I'm a little confused. I don't know why you'd have to have a different cable for Sony, Panasonic, and Fujifilm, and Canon and Nikon, and they end it with etc. So I don't know what that means. But they're both TRS to TRS cables. Yeah, weird. I don't have a Canon, a Sony, or a Fujifilm camera to test that on, so I'm not sure. Oh look, we even got another one. This says for smartphones. So we do have a TRS to TRRS cable. Nice. And we have a single, is there more? Nope, that's it. All right, so we got one USB-A to USB-C type cable, probably for charging it. Comica only included one cable, where everyone else was including dual cable so that you could charge all of them at the same time. But, you know, that's fine. I don't need another USB-C cable. So this is interesting that we have two TRS to TRS cables, one for Sony, Panasonic, and Fujifilm, etc. So I don't know what cameras are included under the etc. part. And then one cable for Canon and Nikon, etc. Again, I don't know what other cameras are included with this, etc. I've never seen that before. Usually it's a TRS to TRS, works on all audio connections. You know what I mean? The only thing I can think of is that Sony may wire their audio jack differently than Canon. So instruction booklet, we don't care about that, right? So I'm impressed that they include furry windscreens that mount directly on the inbuilt microphone for the transmitter. It does look like the transmitter, oh, that's what the SIM tool is for. There is a reset button right below the charge port that this SIM tool would be able to reset. So I guess if you have a lockup or something, or it quits responding, you have a reset button. None of the other microphone systems that I've been testing have a reset button, so that's interesting. The Comica included one. Very bizarre. Same design form factor as all of them. You got a spring clip which is designed to connect to a cold shoe. No 1/4 by 20 mount. You've got a built-in microphone, which is the largest of any of them on these micro wireless systems. You have an external mic connector, which has this clip in it, which is a proprietary design, which comes off of it. So I guess if you're going to use the external microphone on a different system, you can do that. You can remove the clip, and then you can put the clip on there, plug the microphone into the audio, and then you don't have to worry about it pulling out from the body pack. That's a nice feature. I like that. In fact, I like this probably the best design that I've seen, because we can actually remove it. Instead of having the threads that screw in, we actually have a system that we can remove, so we can use this mic on different systems that don't have the screw-in threads. I actually prefer that system, so that's a nice design element. So the receiver, USB power source, we've got another reset hole. So the reset hole here. We have power, which looks like it also duplicates as a mono and stereo mode. So this is important, because if we have two transmitters sending a signal to this, we either want to record it as a mono signal, but if we're going to have both transmitters connected, we need to select stereo. That would be my guess. And then we have AB. So I don't know. So on the transmitter itself, we have the USB-C type power port, and we've got a pair button and a power/mute, or I should say a mute/power button. So I guess you can mute the microphone if you don't want audio being transmitted. So we need to power this up and pair it. So we're going to turn on the receiver first. There it is. It says mono on there, so if I switch it again, there's stereo. I'm going to leave it on mono because we're only going to turn on one transmitter. These transmitters are not labeled AB, so I imagine you can use any one as an AB transmitter, and that, you know, you connect one and it becomes A, and then when you connect the second one, it becomes B. So let's just power one on. So this is the transmitter. Looks like we have a two-color OLED display here. I guess, yeah, there you go. So testing audio, testing audio. So yeah, so we are getting a meter level for A, and this does say A on it. Let's actually power on the second one, even though we're not going to use it. So I guess it helps if I press the right button. So yeah, the second one automatically assigns it as B, and now we do have A and B going. And if I power down the B, it's resetting itself. Yeah, it reset itself, but so the receiver reset itself and then reconnected to this single transmitter as A. We're going to connect it to the iPhone SE, and we're going to give it a test. So I got to shut this microphone off and switch over. So here it is. I have the Comica BoomX-D receiver attached to the iPhone SE that you're watching right now. And here is the transmitter right here. The second transmitter is not active because I didn't need to use it. Again, I have no idea what this audio sounds like because I've never even heard it with my own ears. I won't know what this sounds like until I put this video in the editor and give it a listen. So you're hearing it for the first time as I am. I'm going to leave the audio untouched. I'm not going to do any editing to the audio because I want you to experience exactly how it sounds right out of the box with no audio processing at all. So this is raw audio being recorded directly to the iPhone SE through Filmic Pro, of course. So my initial impressions, I mean, it's smaller than what I expected, which is a good thing. I was expecting this thing to be kind of bulky. I wanted to give you guys a size reference. So I have right here on the left the Rode Wireless Go, and I have the Pixel Vocal Air that I'll be posting a video on the Pixel here this weekend. So that's going to go live this weekend. So here is the Comica BoomX-D right next to the Rode Go. You can see it's definitely longer, but the Comica is a little bit narrower, and they're both exactly the same thickness. As we bring it over to the Pixel, you can see that height-wise, they're exactly the same. Thickness-wise, the Comica is just a tiny bit thinner, not by much. And width-wise, it's definitely narrower than the Vocal Air. As we put it in the middle here, so there's kind of a reference. So we got the Rode Go here, the Comica BoomX-D, and then the Pixel Vocal Air there. So that gives you a size reference to other systems on the market. Because I didn't have time to set it up and tune it in, I have no idea what the settings are. Initially, I have not seen a gain setting control. I'm sure it's there. I just didn't be able to discover it immediately. So I'll have to figure out how to control the gain input for the receiver or the transmitter. So it's just set on whatever default it was set on. I'm using the gain control within Filmic to dial because it looked a little hot. It was peaking a little higher than I wanted it to be, which is the Rode did the same thing. So I had to dial the gain down within Filmic. Hopefully that's controlling the audio a little bit and we're not getting any kind of clipping or distortion. This is the raw, unprocessed audio that you're listening to. I'm not going to do any post-processing on this. I wanted you guys to hear what the audio sounds like from the built-in microphone directly out of the box. I have no idea what it sounds like. I have not even heard it yet. You guys are hearing it at the exact same time I am. So I can't give you guys any impression of what I think about the audio. So the Comica BoomX-D seemed like a good addition to our microphone gear to be able to have dual microphone control through our smartphones. They make a single trigger version of this, which is just a single transmitter and receiver. That has a retail of I think around $160. The dual trigger system here that we're looking at is $260. I paid $230 on sale for mine. Of course, I got to set this up and dial it in. I've got to figure out where the gain control is on the receiver and the transmitter and get that tuned in. We are doing some video content this weekend for some other products that we're testing. We're going to mic up with the Comica BoomX-D system. We're going to take you along for the ride so you can get kind of a behind the scenes of those videos, but also get an idea of what the Comica, how well it works in the real world environment and how good the audio actually sounds. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I've never done this kind of video where we just unbox it, you know, in real time. So hopefully you got some benefit out of that. Stay awesome, guys. Stay safe, and we will see you next video. Peace out.